What's up, guys? This is Codes.
Matthew Anthony here.
Hey guys, Anammer here.
Hi, my name's GAWP.
Mac Vaughn here.
My name's Winter.
Dom Kane.
Bjorn Akesson.
Julian Gray.
Christian Benz.
The Secrets.
Elas.
Protoculture.
Austin Hot.
Hi folks, and welcome along to another Sonic Academy Live number 13. Is this going to be an unlucky one, Chris, or?
It could be the very last one, yeah. What do you think?
Friday, so Jason will just kick in the door.
It could be unlucky
at least
for
not
us.
a Friday, because that would be like even worse.
Even worse. It could be lucky for others if we do stop, you know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Spare them.
Guys, welcome along to episode 13 of Sonic Live with myself and the guy sat beside me drinking water. Please don't drink too much water because then you'll need to pee-pee.
No, already drunk a whole pint, so that this could be a short show.
Welcome along to the chat, to our regulars. We have Dennis Vandermeer, we have Mark Anthony, we have Tech Allied, we have Cosmic Cat, we have Son, our DJ, we have Leon02. Welcome along, Deadly Custard, Dave Barusha, Gary Moore, who's asking what was the DRL track the other week everyone praised. I can't remember the name of the track. Can you? I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Do I have it? No, it was...
Synthwave course, guys. I think that closes. If Will would on chat keep me right, I think the Synthwave remix competition closes not tomorrow, is it? It could be next week.
Not know about
You
that
do not
one.
know.
I don't know about that one.
Already some amazing.
Your mic is like banging against your desk or something. Chris got a new mic,
Okay.
So we're just testing that out. Show your new mic. What is it?
It's a podcast Rode pod mic.
Rode pod mic.
Rode pod mic.
Yeah.
So it is. So yeah, it's probably hitting off my computer screen.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go. You can
so
have it
guys-
up a wee bit. You can have it up a wee bit, Chris. It's okay. You can show a bit.
Yeah, no, they really are, and they're comfortable to wear. The only thing.
Yeah, I
make
lent mine to my friend. I'm going to call him out, James Airy.
Yes. Okay.
And I've never got them back. And he says, like every time I message him, he's like, "Oh yeah, I must dig them out for you." And I bought like new pads and new like cables and all for them, to get them like hooked back up again. And then
He's got your guitar.
Yeah,
and I
he's
said,
got my
you need to get
Strat.
that. Don't forget that the guitar's there, because in about a year's time you'll go.
Did
"Where
I
lend
not
that guitar?"
have a white Strat as well?
So, on chat, what is the worst thing you've lent out and never got back? And I'll tell you mine. I lent out a Juno 106 and never got back.
Did really?
Yeah. No, I eventually tracked the guy down. He moved to Sweden and he moved with the Juno 106.
Wow.
And he was a really nice guy. And I forgot about it for about 5 years. And I went, do you still have my Juno 106? And he immediately paid me 400 quid. So I think he's either broke it, lost it, or just felt really guilty. and
When
stuff.
was that 400 quid? Like about 10 years ago or something?
No, it was about 3 years ago.
3 years ago?
And
Sure, they're worth
and
about
you-
1,000 quid.
I didn't check on eBay how much they were worth. You told me this week they're worth about 1,000.
I know.
quid, and I was like,
Well, this is a different thing, but I missed out on buying Simon. Do you know Simon Mack? He was selling his Juno, and it only had like one voice chip was dodgy, and he was just wanted rid of it. It was like 400 quid or 500 quid. I could have got it fixed up for a couple hundred quid, and at the time, I was just like, could it be arsed?
So, yeah, we do need to point out in rehearsals, the stream was a bit buffery, so we apologise. For 12 weeks now, we've actually got away with it.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not sure why that is the case. Our internet speeds look good, so maybe we use an intermediary to do our splitting the stream of Facebook and YouTube, so it might be that.
So, I'm reliably informed is May the 9th deadline for the Synthwave course, so
Good.
still got another week to get your remixes in. Now, that's May the 9th. That is think like
Cosmic Cat
right.
says the Juno guy sold it. He probably sold for like
totally.
800 quid and just
Totally, because I remember like email tracked him down and went, "Do you still have that Juno?" And he went, can I just buy it off you?" And I was like, "Right, okay."
he's
I
already
got-
shipped it on.
kind of was
pocketed
like,
the
and I didn't want to
cash.
make him feel bad, so
I wonder
in
what
front
that
of
is.
us.
Maybe we should switch. I wonder would that be too tricky now to switch over to just a direct stream? Probably would be.
But
Probably would be.
we'll run. Hopefully, the internet will warm up. I'm sorry that it is a bit laggy, and you're missing probably some witty chat and some intelligent conversation. So hopefully,
Split stream. Is there any way to refresh this maybe or?
I don't know. I'll Phil while Phil has a look at it
Yeah,
here
no,
in the
you
background.
guys can look too. It's just this is what we use for splitting the channel, but normally it's been pretty fine. It might not even be that.
Yes, this is we've been using Audio Movers Listen To. It's been really effective and really good. It only sends your DAW audio out to a what would you call it, a browser
Yeah.
link.
Or you
And
can
then
get
somebody-
because I've got the Listen to receiver plugin as well, so you could install that and it can go direct into your DAW also.
Can you record from that?
Yeah.
So this is somebody. It was actually I interviewed GAWP this week for the show, so he's coming up later on, and he told me about this. This is in beta, and it's called Squadron by Submix. Is that correct, Phil?
Yes, that is true.
You've been chatting to them, and we opened it up to test it out and see what it's like. And
Yeah, we've got it here.
okay, you do it. It's kind of some positive, some negative, some really interesting things. So he's going to send me a session code.
So that's let me just go here first. Just didn't want to bring the chat up there.
I could have just called you. I could have just seen your. Okay, so let me see. I'll just go and grab that. So this is a set. On my end, I've got Squadron app installed, and
Start
invite code.
session.
Right, it's changing all my outputs and stuff here. So, ooh.
Yeah, so the main thing with Squadron is compared to Listen To is it sends MIDI.
Yeah.
So you can actually Chris can actually record if I drop a thing. Let me see. If I drop Anna on here. Let's see, Chris, can you allow desktop control?
Yeah, try that.
So
See if
share
that
my
works.
screen.
Is that working? No.
No.
I told you we should have tested this, and you said no, it'll be fine. I said please test it. You went
It'll
no,
be fine, Chris.
it'll be fine. So earlier on today, we had it set up. There you go.
That's me.
Oh bollocks!
It was working earlier, although it was a bit of delay. But yeah, so I spoke to the guy, Ben, who seems to be the guy working on the development, and he assured me that they were trying to get the latency down, and they were going to work on the drivers to get because currently they're like mono.
Yeah.
But it's worth trying out. It's free. It's a beta. Let me get the website up. You can check it out, even just as a fun experiment to try playing MIDI on your other mate's computer.
So earlier on today, Phil had this up. I was playing MIDI. Now it is, again, because it's going over the internet, it is a bit laggy, but I was able to play my MIDI keyboard and the MIDI notes were going into his Ableton, and I was playing it through Logic. So I was playing MIDI through Logic. It was going down the internet
Maybe that's
into
it. Do you
his
have a DAW
Ableton.
open?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, can you play notes? You were able to play. Yeah, it's not receiving. Oh, here, do you have Squadron set as your output?
No.
That's what you need to
I
do.
don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Let me see. Maybe I have to set it as my output.
On your MIDI output?
No, just share a microphone. It can share a camera. It can share your DAW audio.
Yeah.
And you can send MIDI, and you can also take control of the other person's screen. It's still a little probably rough around the edges, Phil. Yeah.
Yeah, just I think the audio driver needs a bit of work, but you guys said he was working on it, and they're happy to get feedback from people who are using it or testing it out, and yeah, I think it could be really good.
so-
I mean, if someone nails, we were talking about it earlier, if someone can nail the latency a
Collaborative
bit or
working.
the sync anyway, And
Yeah.
I think, you know, I would love, it would just be so good if they had, you know, Google Docs version of Ableton, wouldn't it?
We were talking about this earlier on. We think like Ableton. This is probably with this what's going on here, and lots of people collaborating. I think DAWs might go this direction, and they might go. So I can be sitting in my studio like Google Docs, and you can see a little cursor where I could be on the piano roll working on something, and Phil could be. You said that you'd love to be able to working on another part of the track, and I'd
Yeah,
be.
if I could be like editing MIDI or like, you know, trying putting plugins on and dual mode or sync mode where you're both hearing just the one playthrough or something.
I
so
would
good.
love that. So you,
Go on, Ableton, please do it.
go on, because it's kind of like sim racing. It's kind of like you want to be able to play together, like
Yeah.
sim racing.
You've been
but
doing
on
a bit
DAW.
of sim racing this week, haven't you, Chris?
For the first time ever, I'm dipping my small, very a lot of trouble for it.
I'll try not to shut down the stream here.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll show you a picture of. Did I send it to you earlier? The picture?
No, of your setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. What? This is gonna. If Will is watching,
Yeah.
this is Will's office. No, what's that?
What? Oh no, it's not there. Oh, that's what. Hold on, I'll show you. That's the new wheel I got.
Phil doesn't do things by half. He plays Formula One for 10 minutes. Goes right. I need to buy the best wheel ever. Come on.
I've been sim
always
racing for a while.
I wish you had a photograph of Will's office.
No, I'm trying. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Will, there's your office, by the way. since lockdown happened, your office has been turned into a little gaming rig. So
Just
so
yeah, running too hot into Slate virtual tape, either the mixed best or virtual tape or both combined, and getting distortion. It's mastering 101. Don't get distortion on your tracks. So,
yeah. So yeah, I think look, Squadron's very much early stages and they're still working on it. So hopefully, I think this is kind of it'd be amazing to get something that we can all collaborate and do. So
yeah, Oil says he's using the Thrustmaster controller for the truck simulator Euro truck.
Who's using it?
Oil.
Oh,
I wonder, can I midstream cut out split stream and just go straight to YouTube with that? Ask Brian, what do you think about that?
does anybody know YouTube streaming? Can we stop this?
I think I can.
Right. Well, this is going to be an experiment. We're either going to lose everyone. Are you going to do it? Might be worth ditching the split screen. Yeah, he says ditch it.
Okay, I'll see if I can go straight into Squadron. Okay, just let me think of. Stream settings. Okay, so let me just check OBS.
Ditch it. In worst case, start a new stream. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's copy the stream. I am gonna have to stop streaming.
Okay.
Just for a second, just to switch these around because I can't enter them while I'm thing. So yeah, the stream might just shut down for a second. Let's see if I can get these in.
We do apologise. This is the first time in 12 shows we've had technical issues,
So
which is
yeah,
quite.
hopefully we'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'm just going to stop the stream now again.
All right.
See if this works. Is that us back?
Are we back? Yes, I think we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it better? Is it more stable?
Hit us up in the chat. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry about the little interruption.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully that'll be better. All those people on Facebook, bye-bye. YouTube's where it's at, where the chat is. So hopefully this is all. I've got an output here in front of me. I'll be watching for the little circle. So there you go.
Okay. Straight to the beat. That worked. I really didn't think that would work. But there you go. Yeah. So it must have been split stream or whatever it's called.
Yeah. So we'll not be doing that again. Yeah. So yeah, that's out the window. So there you go. What you've been looking at? There's a plugin we've discovered, and we think it's going to change genuinely the
Yeah.
way producers work.
It's next level.
It is next level. It is genuinely.
The only thing I would say about it is it does use quite a lot of resources, so you have to kind of be careful.
But this plugin here that Phil's about to show you is, I think, workflow wise,
It's got a
going to
really nice
improve
workflow.
it's really going to like take you to the next level and show you ways of working that you never thought could be possible within it all.
Big time.
So let's go.
So it's MIDI compatible as well.
So yeah, MIDI compatible Pong.
Oh yes.
I mean, look.
Oh, it's getting faster. It's getting faster. Oh well.
So there you go.
What are we gonna do now?
What's it called? Retro Pong. It's free
It is free. Yeah. Hold on. Let's see if we can go to.
by Lunatic Audio.
Can we go to their website?
Yeah, just Lunatic Audio. Just take away the products.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Lunatic Audio. I thought it was fun. Bit of fun to brighten up your day.
Your dull Thursday evenings. Yeah, it's fun, but interesting.
I wonder.
Do you know what
I wonder could someone do a full-on emulation? You know, one of the like ones that can play SNES games and stuff inside the DAW.
I want Zed. I want Spectrum.
You could
I
do
want
like
Spectrum in there.
Mario stuff like that. Be great.
Max said, "Guys, compress your voices, please. They are overly compressed."
Are they,
Max.
mine's not too. I think we're just probably wavering in and out. Are we?
What's wrong, Max? What's wrong with their voices?
The problem with compressing our voices is, while we would normally do that if we were doing recording, it's just when we're doing the live stream, because we've got speakers playing. If you compress the voices too much, then the speakers start to come through the mics. So we just have to try and remember to speak into the mic properly.
I forgot that Armin van Buuren did a track called Ping Pong, so maybe that's where he got the inspiration from. Could be. So yeah, very very little news about. There was meant to be Superbooth on this week, and it didn't happen because of obvious reasons. So
that's actually a bit of news about Peak.
Yes. What was that?
Novation Peak now supports loading of wavetables.
Yes.
And obviously, Node makes wavetables, so you can use Node to load wavetables. Not load them, but you can use Node to make wavetables. Now, for some reason, they've gone with 6 frames. So,
why?
I don't know. Maybe a memory thing, but yeah, 6 frames, and then it just interpolates between the frames, which is a bit of a pain in the A. So, you won't be able to get nice pulse width stuff, but yeah, it'd be good. It'd be interesting anyway. You'd be able to create some stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, Peak is a hardware synth that now takes. There's only a few slots for wavetables as well, isn't there? There's not loads. There's like 20 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Multiplier did a video on it, and he showed Node.
Yeah, and I mean, it's still cool to be able to have those sort of waveforms coming through an analog signal path. So.
Exactly. Yeah, that would be cool and interesting to check that out and see what it sounds like with the filters and stuff. But that's it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Any other news with you, Dave?
No, just we were talking about some ideas for plugins, weren't we?
We were.
Next plugins and the benefits of like the difference between like plugins that try and do everything, like Anna. Anna's sort of very much an all-rounder synth that sort of tries to make every sound versus sort of more bespoke sort of boutique-y type synths that just sort of focus on one thing, stuff like Yuhi Repo or stuff like that. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think about those type of things. And
in the comments, let us know. I mean, Anna's is sort of this all-encompassing synth that does lots of things, loads of LFOs, and we're kind of discussing should we do more pared down, really concentrated synths that only do.
It sort of came when I was doing the Alice stuff. I mean, we sort of initially the first album was very focused on trying to get an electronic, analog-y sound, and while you can absolutely do that in Anna too, you've also got you've got the analogy stuff there, but then you've also got this width of stuff beyond that you can sort of make it not sound analog. It can sort of sound digital then. So I was just wondering, would it be nice to have just a sort of simplified version, but just sort of the limitations you would get with analog and maybe a more sort of focused analogy type sound. And I suppose that leads into what we're going to talk about after demos, which is sort of how you can make Anna sound more analogy. And
so we're going to do 7 tips.
Is it 7 now? Have you get these written down? Because I don't remember doing 7 tips.
And in rehearsals, every time we do 4 tips, and you go, "There's a 4 now." So I don't know how many tips we've got, but Phil's going to show you ways to make Anna
Yeah,
sound.
we've got the OB6 hooked up.
Yep. We did.
We did have it. I'll get it hooked up now.
Well, when we play the GAWP ad, he'll get it hooked up. We can A/B between an actual OB6 and Anna. And earlier on today, it just sounded exactly the same. So, that would be cool. Deadly Custard Phil wants to LFO his macros in Anna too.
Ooh.
Is that possible?
Ooh.
Deadly Custard.
Ooh, LFO in your macros. Ooh.
Oh, that sounds painful.
It does LFO in your macros. I vaguely remember. I mean, we're sort of kind of far out of the development of that, but we did at one point have a lot of modulation on the macros, and then I think we had to limit it to like velocity and aftertouch and a few other things.
There was some issue, if I remembered, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was just because you're sort of modulating the same things twice.
Yeah, that's what I think it was.
So macro matrix. So yeah, we do have. I thought we did have. Let me see. What can you modulate? You can't modulate any macros, can you? No. I don't think. Or did we have some things that could be? Can't key track a macro. Can you aftertouch a macro? No.
What a terrible synth.
That's rubbish.
Oh, bin it. Get rid of it.
Yeah, no, there's no way to modulate. We did something. I think we did have the ditch because it sort of created a feedback loop.
Harry is on the chat asking, is there any sexy retro skins in Ableton for analog or operator?
Skins? No.
Yeah.
Do you want me to show? Ask Brian if we're allowed to show our skins.
Dear Brian, are we allowed to show our sexy new skin? We're only asking. You can say no. Don't show it. Are you going to show it?
What?
To people like this?
Are we allowed to show it? What did he say?
Oh, you haven't showed it yet? That's okay. Sorry, I thought you were showing it.
No,
You're showing it to me off screen.
I know. It's a secret.
Secret skin. Yes, we don't have any sexy skins for analog or operator, but we might have some for Anna. So yeah, look, it goes back. Somebody did say, think a pair down, like sound.
It's not letting me
Sometimes
switch.
I think, oh, it's not letting you switch. Brian says, go for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
What does it look like? It's not finished, by the way. This is just a work in progress.
What do people think? Can you guess the sense, first
I'll
of
have
all?
to pick the right sound.
Yeah.
Let's go for bass. Just a bit of fun. Jupiter 8. Yeah.
Yep, it's the Juno 106 we're modeling on. So just looking. Sometimes it can help, spark sounds and stuff. And it's always nice to get different skin and customize things.
Just a bit of fun. Just a bit of fun.
So we will go into demo doctors. We have got 4 demos in. Some that were there. We've got
3 new ones this week, and then one was submitted last week. So.
From Boguslow Porritt, she's always on the chat. We've got your track Summertime 2020 in there, so we'll be checking those out. We will run a little ad before, or will we?
Yes, we're going to try running ads, but there we go. we go.
So there you go. That pack is available right. Wait for it. Right. Not just yet. No. Just wait. Now.
It's available now. Is it available right now?
It is available right now on the site. Yes. That
What's the
is
gist?
made
Bass house.
bass house, bass music.
Chunky
made
kicks.
chunky kicks just for made by one of the. He genuinely is one of the sort of top producers in bass house from the UK. A guy called Livesey, who is on Deadmau5's management.
Sweet.
So he is behind the pack, and the demos sound amazing. And demos made by our very good Timmy here in Sonic Academy. I love them. I think they sound really, really fat. I love it. So yeah, that pack's available now. 50 kicks, and I think 25, maybe 30 custom clicks.
How much is that costing, Chris?
That is costing 1 shilling and 7D. I don't know. I think it's $9.95.
Yeah.
And that would really complement. Then Jay Robinson did our and Livesey did some of the
bass house.
and a 2 bass house
Yeah.
pack. So
if you love
that's
the
on
bass
site.
house, which I know a lot of people do, because we're getting quite a lot of bass house stuff. I would say Van Stork stuff is bass house-ish.
Yeah,
Maybe
is
not
that who we're starting with? Is that a nice segue into the first
It
track?
could be. Let's see if we can switch. No.
No.
Switcher is not working tonight.
We're having so many gremlins, so we're doing it manually. So who is the first track from Philip?
Down music. Let's see what's. I didn't actually put the demo doctor in. Let me see who this is, because they did.
Phil, do you think we need to prepare a bit more?
It's a wee bit haphazard this week, isn't it?
Do you think that we need to maybe sit down and prepare a little bit more?
It was all going so well at one point. Do you remember?
Well, like episode 6, it was like, this is easy. We're pros at this.
Can you just drag stuff in? Yeah. Oh look, there you go. There you go. Still not switching. Still not switching. I don't know. Just sometimes our switcher, if it's in the background, it doesn't switch. But sure. Okay, so demos.
We usually have to restart your computer 15 minutes before going on air to get the switcher working.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is. So who's this from?
This is Fornov.
I'm glad you said that, because I can't.
Fornov in the chat. Alec.
Fernov.
Oh, that's
Who's?
it's Alexei.
Is it Lexi?
Alexei Chernov. Oh.
Alexei Chernov. Alexei would have been a much easier name for us to pronounce.
Okay, should
So-
we listen to it?
Yeah.
You ready?
Somebody say no, that will have. Go for it.
I thought it didn't start there. That coming through loud and clear for everyone.
It is indeed.
A bit of extra volume here on my end.
Please don't, because I can hear it. Audio's gone, Phil.
Audio's gone?
Yeah,
Fuck, you're kidding me.
I'm not. Will says it's fine.
Who's audio gone for?
Right. Some people saying. Some people can hear the audio, some can't. Okay, audio's fine.
I think someone might be winding us up there. I love that wee bit.
Yeah. I like that bass.
Yeah, very much like this track. I was listening to a lot of, I think it was, is it Michael Oakley, the synthwave guy?
Yeah.
He put me on to, is it Shinji Nakamura or something?
Oh, yes.
From Silk Records. This very much reminds me of that sort of Silk Recordsy type stuff.
Do you like that bass? Nice one. Cool plucks.
Brian Stanton is removed.
Oh, dear.
I love that chord tune desperately. I would want to hear. See the pads that are in the background?
Yeah.
I'd like to hear them a bit more in the mix.
And I think the chords are moving very quickly and back again.
Yeah, it
just goes
doesn't
up
bother
and
me. You sort of hear that in that type of stuff.
Dennis Van der Meer, yeah, it is Thrill Seekers vibe. So Al said he did a Shinjigo Nakarama remix ages ago.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, very good.
Cool.
Yeah, stuff's amazing. Really good. I think it's a track Always. Epic track.
Really nice.
This is brilliant so far. I really like this track. Just when I was listening to stuff on Silk, I was noticing that the pads and stuff were actually quite full in the mix. You know, it was almost like that wall of noise, wall of soundy type vibe to it. You know what I mean? And it was sort of
Just more in your face,
Yeah,
more up front. Okay. Alexi said it was inspired so much by Anna 2 arpeggiator and sequences in different patches with all these little details, to be honest. There you go.
cool. Nice. Nice.
It's kind of got that retro vibe as well about it, hasn't it?
Almost Farn Angel-y.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear more of those pads because they're lovely. They're just, you know, they're really setting the scene, but just want them to be washing over me and, you know, sort of. Thought it could have built up maybe a bit more there. Something could have happened.
That's your main section. That's your main, you know, let's sell it here.
Are the wee stabs still in there? Oh, they're the back now.
It is lush. It's very nice.
Yeah, there's a couple of chord changes that I'm not totally on board with.
I'd like to hear a big sort of searing lead line on the top, you know. To me, the chord changes are a little bit confused.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes it's okay to just, you know, keep. There's certain elements. I think we're talking about, you know, repetibility and stuff like that, or repeatability, and some stuff kind of I think suits being repeated and doesn't need to be changed, and then other things, you know, you need to. It's in other areas that you need to add interest and make things interesting. I don't think the chords is where you want to be chopping and changing. I think that's where the emotion comes from.
Yeah.
And I think if you're chopping and changing chords too much, then you're changing emotion effectively. So you're sort of like, you know, it's not, you don't want to be changing emotion throughout a song, other than a sort of slow evolving thing of like maybe, you know, breathtakingly opening up something, or like, you know, overwhelmingly moving. You know what I mean? You don't want to be switching between like dark to light to weird, you know. So I think you want to keep the chord structures roughly the same. It's okay. Like I think you did it in El Nino where you changed the second time round, you dropped, you know, to the harmonic minor on the bass, didn't you? And
was I that clever?
I don't think you knew you were doing that.
No, I have no idea.
But you did. Remember, I think you went from like, you know, the C to the A, and it sort of.
I did A, yeah, then G to C with the bass.
Yeah. So stuff like that.
I was that
you
clever.
can switch. You can maybe switch a bass out, but as long as it's a sort of.
To me, the chord changes are just feel a bit random and not hooky. My brain isn't going, we're going to this chord next. It feels like, oh, there's another change. There's, you know, that's.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a bit more
definition.
definition.
More specific about it. Let's go get a start of the chord structure. Starts right there, don't it? that chord
Yeah.
just doesn't sit as well with the rest. But yeah, I would say it's a really nice, love the atmosphere. I would bring up the pads a bit. Listen, honestly, go. There's a playlist on Spotify. Let me see if I've still got it up. So
People are discussing the kick.
Music.
It is little bit knocky for it's
so
the music is quite beautiful and
yeah.
soft, and the kick just needs to match that a little bit. I think it needs
Check
to be a
out
bit
this mix
softer.
for that type of stuff.
Nobody can hear that.
I know. There you go. Copy. I'll can I put that into the chat?
Yeah, you could copy link to playlist.
I'll get Brian. Brian's going to put this in the chat. Brian, can you search that up and then pop it in the chat? It's really good. Really worth listening to for that type of music. Just I was using it as well as reference for the sound design pack. Just to go through and listen to the. Actually, God, do you want to hear a new sample from the sound design pack? A new wave?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, not the sound design pack, the progressive pack. What am I talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about. I just let you ramble on sometimes.
I know. It's great. Let's see. Progressive pack pads. There's no pads.
No, Juno. You've got Juno in the search box.
Got Juno in the search box.
I'll keep you right, Philip. That's why I'm here.
Okay, let's see. We know. Oh yeah, we need to switch our stuff. Do you get those, Chris?
Yeah. I'm getting those. Oh, that's nice. Very nice.
There you go. Some new pads.
So just some more of those evolving pads and bring them up in the mix. And yes, there's Brian has got it opened. There should be a Sonic Academy playlist on Spotify. Yeah, could be.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Nobody's mentioned us starting a rec label this week, so.
Okay.
Brilliant. Well done. Thank you, Alexi. I know you've been watching for a long time now, so thank you very much for submitting. I know, again, it is a very brave thing to do. So who's this from? This is, can I read this? Relief?
Relief, yeah. This is Laszlo Gregas. Laszlo, are you in the chat?
Laszlo, I recognise you from Facebook and streaming DJ sets in Glasgow. So hello, welcome along. I think he is in the chat. I did see him earlier on. Laszlo. So he submitted this last week and didn't make in. Or no, in fact, I think it was last Thursday. It was just last minute. We didn't get time, so we're going to have a listen to it now.
No, it wasn't this one. This came in this week.
Did
This
it?
is fresh.
Hot off the press.
Fresh off the press. There he is.
Hello, hiya. So Lazio, tell us a little bit about the track and what was your references?
Nice.
Yep.
I'm going to stop saying nice because I've said nice about 3,000 times already.
Okay. The groove of the snare roll sounds a bit off to me.
A bit too
Shuffly.
Good transitions though.
Yeah. Those big sort of reverb-y effects, lovely, really work.
Kind of sort of chilled out a bit too much there. It was sort of building up, and you could feel energy building there. And again, no, so keep banging on about this, but you can see in the waveform if there's intensity building.
Yeah.
And that's sort of quite a straight line. You kind of want to see that RMS figure increasing as more sort of elements are coming into the track.
That's a nice drop though. Love that little phaser thing. Really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that phaser.
It's very Breeder-esque, isn't it?
The bass I would have a little more aggressive. You know, you want you know, more Gen X-y.
Nice pads. What are the pads from?
Don't say serum. Just lie and say Anna too. Oh, nice. That's nice.
That's lovely, yeah.
But yeah, really want to hear a nice, aggressively punchy bass line coming in here. Really drive this forward. Because your reverb's right.
Yeah, the reverb's perfect, yeah. It's lovely.
Oh, that's nice. Oh.
I wouldn't have necessarily introduced it with that pickiness. I would have maybe introduced it a
Different way.
Yeah.
They need to be a bit bigger, don't they? Need layered. Ding, ding. They're a little bit thin. Love that band.
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one with the stab, whether you open them up fully, so then you kind of know where to go, or whether you keep them back and have them plucky, but sort of use the strings to build up the wall of noise type thing.
And again, I would have had a top line here. You know, another layer when you kick back in. Maybe just a very simple sort of stringy synth line. I'd love Mr. Protoculture to be in the chat if he was here, because this is bang up his street. And that flangery thing's lovely, really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would use. There's like a higher octave in the flux.
Look, yeah.
So I would keep that down to a lower octave and. Yeah, really love the arrangement. Really love the transitions. Really love the energy.
I think it sounds like you're maybe using a sample drum roll that has a shuffle on it that is fighting against the track.
Probably from
and
the pack.
I wasn't fussed on the sort of tom fill thing. It sounded a bit like
Sounds a tiny bit out of place.
it's just like a jazz drummer type of fill rather than, it's not very cool. I wouldn't have thought it was. But yeah, look, big epic. You know, your epicness, your use of reverb's great.
Yeah, atmosphere's brilliant. I don't know about the sound design on the plucks.
Yeah, I think it's a bit thin.
For me, I would knock the either scale back. You know, just if it's in the synth, just dial back on the volume of the high oscillator, and maybe bring up an oscillator that's lower. And I've been actually struggling with this all week with the track I was working on about how to sort of manage the plucks when you really like the sound when the plucks are filtered down. It gives a lot of body and a lot of sort of rhythm. Yeah. And then as you open them up, you're gaining sort of like that wall of noise. You're gaining sort of atmosphere and bigness.
Yeah.
But then you're losing out on that rhythmical stuff. You're losing out on that nice sort of plucky, attacky sound. So and I was sort of fighting with it. And actually, I'm going to go back and redo the track. And what I decided to do was try and keep the plucks not go to full open, and then use a pad or strings to do this fizzier stuff and bring that in around the sides more.
So you're keeping the body of the pluck.
Yeah.
And then you're adding a fizz on top from another source.
Just like a string or sort of something that's sort of more sort of keeps the warmth but has the sort of that heaviness sort of wall of sound type thing, that sort of creates that vibe. That's where I would probably go with that.
But I think overall, it's a really, really good effort, and it's a really, it's just those little tweaks. He does say the snare roll, the sample, it does have a swing on it that's really fighting. The tom fill, it's like a jazz drum refill. I would lose that and get something a bit sort of, something a bit cooler. And again, I would love to hear the drive, the bass, just being a bit more punchy and a bit more drivey. Just so you get.
I very much appreciate the work in those wee sub drops and the sort of transitions, and
transitions are excellent. Like they're epic. They're really, really. You've nailed those.
And again,
absolutely.
I think we'll maybe have to do that some week. Is do
what
momentum, sort of sectional momentum. How to, I think that the couple of really, really good tracks that we've had, that we've sort of thought were amazing. You could had a definite sort of build in each section. You're always moving up. You're always moving towards something. I think that's especially key on the dance floor. Is you want that constant transition. I mean, I remember the track that did that the best was, like, this is going back way, way ago. What was it? Was it Paul Van Dyke remix of wasn't Binary Finery? Was it Binary?
He did Binary
Yeah,
Finery.
maybe it was that one. And it was like the sections were really short, but each time it was like building up, and it was just like this. It was just a beautifully arranged track, just with loads of energy in it. But yeah, just to sort of, maybe use that pluck sort of filtered down and have it coming up over a section, or have strings that are sort of evolving and coming up. Maybe have your percussion, increasing. You just want this sort of build of momentum.
Okay. Yep. No, really. Thank you very much for setting it in. Good all-round track. Just a few little tweaks here and there, and just back to the drawing board a little bit on the plucks. And I think, you could have something really, really sexy going on there.
Really like it.
Well done.
I
Thank
think
you.
that's, I think that is the key. If you can get the atmosphere right, then you're really just looking to technique to sort of build the rest. So yeah.
Well done.
Good
Thank
job.
you. So the next track is from
I think this is Van Stork.
Van Stork. If you're in the chat, please say hello. You normally are in the chat, so welcome on. Let's have a listen to Van Stork's I Bet You Do.
Really, really love that bass line.
Yeah. Instantly something interesting, isn't it?
Like that wee shuffle just on that, or the sort of baseline transition there, sort of just like loop back on itself, I think.
It's a bit loud, but I do love the off hat.
Yeah, how loud should an off hat be? I remember I used to get loads of stick for home for having too loud an off hat.
I don't know. When I watch people producing, they always seem to turn percussion down, and we kind of go, I never do that. But never any complaints.
See, look at the RMS on that. We've got nice progression.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see in every section. You can hear it. Like this. It's sort of confused and sort of stuff's coming in. It's very nice.
Now this is all a bit confused, but if it slams down into a great groove, you'll get away with it.
Yeah, that'll work.
You do. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I love that wee cowbell.
Some really cool sounds in here. Somebody please say more cowbell.
Love all those wee crazy vocal things.
Brian, I think this would be right up your street, isn't it? More cowbell, there you go.
I really want to just mute my mic and just give this full beam.
Yeah. Do it.
I don't think I can. Can I? I don't think I can.
Just stop talking.
Hold on, I'm just gonna turn my mic down.
sure nobody wanted to see that again.
No, I just had to get into the groove. Do you know when I did turn it up there?
Yeah.
The hats got really harsh.
Okay.
Like I had it club loud.
Yeah.
The hats definitely were overpowering. Just too much brightness on like the wee shuffly thing as well. And the kick was a bit woolly.
Right. Okay.
Couldn't like sort of.
Love the vocals. We should really release this in Sonic Records. Now, again, I want to see a bigger build here.
Yeah.
I mean, those snares have been at sort of full velocity for.
Yeah, you could maybe milk that a tiny bit more just with something else in there, but because you can always drop down to that bass line, you know what I mean? You've always got that in the locker that no matter what you do, you can just go back down to the kick and the bass line. And
I can't believe Van Stork isn't here. What's the story?
she's maybe out DJing, doing a live stream.
But really interesting track. Actually, really lovely to hear something a bit different. Brilliant sound design, brilliant use of vocals.
Yeah.
Cowbell rocks. Just maybe a mix.
Yeah, I would
issue or
definitely
two.
say the hats, just the sharpness of the stuff when it was around. See that other,
Could've made
like, see the wee jangly sort of thing? That was really harsh when I turned it up, and the kick needs more body, it needs more sort of mid kick in it.
Wouldn't that have made a perfect Fix My Mix?
Yeah.
Just saying.
And well, maybe we can do that. Maybe we do like maybe we can go back and go. Do you wanna
Do you want to do a Fix My Mix?
Yeah.
Will we fix your mix? We turned it up loud and your mix needs fixed.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much, Van Stork, presenting that in. And lastly, who have we got? Philip?
Oh, yes.
We do have one more.
Oh, we do have one more. Let's go. What happened?
Oh, what are you...
What's happened? What's happened?
Don't
I think
know.
Ableton's just has it. No, it's not. Sorry. Friday the 13th. It's Thursday the 13th. Might
He
as well
hasn't,
be.
you're not even... Are you drinking?
No, just drinking this water.
Are you taking drugs, boy?
Yeah, just a few.
This is from Boguslaw Paroch, who each week I murder his name.
Water bugger. Yeah, it does. Might be some bug in that. I think I actually probably operated things better when I was drunk that week.
Yeah, go back to
Back to drinking again.
Yeah.
Nice atmos.
There we go.
Doesn't look like very much is going on here for a long time.
Yeah. And quite early to do a drop.
It's very pretty though.
That piano sounds really nice.
Is this more like listening dance music rather than club music? Couldn't get away with that in a club, could you?
But you'd certainly get away with it on like a mix sort of, you know, one of the
Like that wee vocal thing, I suppose, like a AKS 3000 time stretch.
Is there subs come in there that's really, really subby? It's a bit sort of woolly.
It's sort of holding up okay. Yeah, there's an actual 20 hertz thing going on there.
Yeah, it just feels like it could just do with a bit more definition.
Oh, I was going to say I've heard this before, but yeah. It's from last week. Does that sound too dry, maybe?
Yeah, and it's
Delays on it?
not particularly. It's not pretty the way the rest of the track is.
That sounds like something I would do, and you would tell me to take out.
That stab?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't sit. The rest of the track's all pretty, like the piano and all's pretty.
Yeah, I mean, the start of the track has this very
It's all
emotional
lovely.
atmosphere.
Yeah,
It's very pretty.
and then it kind of veers off.
Yeah. I think it's
Just
stuck
pretty
between two things. I
stabs.
think, you know, if you want to go, if you
Yeah,
want to have that
a
big
lo-
riff, that's a different track for me, you know, and it can, you know, I think you would just then bring, you know, do a JTech thing on it, bring up the kicks, you know, get a more banging bass line and get that into like a more of a super saw territory. Or if you want to keep the atmosphere of the original sort of vibe, just take that riff out and try something else.
I think you are trying to get a riff in, which is admirable, but I just think it's the wrong riff, and you're trying to get some sort of lead line in. The sound is sort of, you know, go and listen to stuff that's in and around your area
Could
listen
you
to.
do something like? Is it because it's quite fast? If you instead of going do 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 do, could you go blah 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 do blah 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 do da da, and do it sort of with a softer sound and not as quick, and then it would you could sort of get it into the track a bit easier.
Yeah, I think everyone's saying it is kind of it is a tale of two halves there. You know, the first half is really nice and pretty, and then it just sort of it veers off into this other territory where it doesn't sort of sit. But yeah, no, started off really nice pianos and all musicality, you know, works. Are you going to make the pad? You're gonna jam along?
Something like that.
Something like that. There you go, guys. Thank you very much for submitting your demos. Thank you very much to the 4 people who submitted themselves to our Indian chat, probably. We're going to play an interview with Mr. GAWP, a short one.
Yeah.
And then we're going to come back and we're going to show you 10 techniques to make Animal more.
100 techniques.
150 techniques. GAWP. He had course 2 weeks ago with his track came out on spinning, and he did a walkthrough, and I caught up with him to see how he was getting on with
bass housey as well, sort of. Or
it's bass house, very much
house.
techie, housey, bouncy, housey, dirty bird, what do you call Claude Von Strokey type. He's been touring extensively with Oliver Van Helden's Hell Deep, and he should be on chat if he's there. So please say hello, and yeah, let's go and check him out.
Here he is.
So thank you very much for joining us on Sonic Academy today, Mr. GAWP. Is that what your mum called you?
No, she calls me Oliver.
Oliver.
So.
Okay. Well, Oliver, thank you for joining us. Thank you for doing your track Nobody's Watching, which has come out on Spinning Deep. And I think you've a new EP out today. Is that correct?
Yes. No, Thursday. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's Thursday today. Yeah, that's correct.
In the magic of television, it is Thursday today. How's everything going with lockdown? I mean, you're probably one of the ones really affected by this.
Yeah, it was a bit of a sort of a nosedive really, but at the same time, it's like working in the industry this many years, you kind of you have to embrace things. You know, things come and go, and you know. But this has been the biggest, I must say. But also, it's been really rewarding in some respects because I've had studio time. You know, I've been able to like do the course for you guys and various other bits of music stuff, which you never really get a chance to actually sit down for a month and say, right, I've got a free month ahead of me.
Yeah.
You know, normally it's like you're having to sort of bounce around and things like that. So it's like a double-edged sword, really. I'm enjoying it, actually, not being touring and traveling. It's things like my hearing, like being in nightclubs, 3 nights a week and things like that, and then being on the road a lot. And it's nice to actually just sort of be human and wake up, in your own bed every day for things. But on the flip side, it's like when you're producing tracks and you're in the studio and then you're going and playing them out, you sort of come back and you like think, oh, the bass didn't sound quite right, I'm going to tweak that and do this, and people didn't react to it because the arrangement was wrong and things like that. So it's kind of like it's a downfall in that side, because you kind of, as well, you prepare yourself. If I've got a big festival coming up, I'm like, right, I'm going to finish that track for then and test run it and things like that, so it gives you a bit more of a spark in your fire as well.
Are you being particularly creative at the moment, or is it something like just doing other work to pay the bills?
Currently just designed all and rebuilding the studio acoustics, and some speakers are being made and delivered in 7 weeks, and I've opened my services for mastering and mixing and mentoring and things like that. It's that's going really well, and just keeping busy. So
how can people avail of these services? How do they get in touch with you?
Oh, it's I have a website. It's mostwantedaudio.com.
Most Wanted Audio. So if anybody wants GAWP to master their tracks or a bit of a one-to-one tuition, it's mostwantedaudio.com. What is the next sort of 9 months? What present for you? What do you think?
Oh, 9 months you could have a baby in that
exactly.
time. I'm just taking every day as it comes and just keeping myself busy. I'm just learning more and more. I'm sure the guys that have watched the tutorials that I've done for you guys, it's my life. So I'm determined to learn, like Inside Live, all the things in that, Inside Logic, all the different. I'm even thinking about Fruity Loops and learning it. So if someone's talking about it, I can then explain in different workstations. I'm doing that. I'm just improving, because you're always learning. Technology is always coming on, and that kind of thing. So it's like there's never enough hours in a day to learn and do what you love doing, eh?
Perfect lesson for Sonic Academy. Never enough hours in the day to learn. Well, look, it was lovely having you back on the site, and I know sometimes you're on the chat telling me how handsome I am. If you're there, I'd love you to be on the chat tonight. If anybody has any questions, please. Hopefully, if Oliver's on the chat as GAWP, he will happily answer any questions you might have for him. So, GAWP, thank you very much for joining us on Sonic Academy this evening.
Yeah, thank you very much. Take care.
Bye.
There we go. Just talking about beer machines.
Oh, fair, yeah. Phil's talking about his lovely beer machine.
I think Brian's got one too. No, it wasn't Brian. It was me, James. I'll show you the one I've got. We're just talking about, because normally we go for a beer after the show.
After the show?
Well, we used to anyway. We've probably done more shows in lockdown now than we did shows.
We probably have, actually. You're right. That's not. That doesn't feel right. It feels all wrong.
Yeah, this is the.
Are you going to show people your beer keg machine?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. There we go.
Brian doesn't have a beer machine.
No?
No.
Brian makes beer, doesn't he? He makes his own.
Yeah, Brian makes beer, yes.
So yeah, this is I'm going to go and get a delicious pint of ice cold Heineken.
So thank you very much to Mr. GAWP for doing that interview. We'll put the full-length interview up to accompany his course. And thank you very much for his course on Nobody's Watching. He has a new single out today, as he said. And please avail. If we can, we will post up a link to his mastering services. He said he's deadly busy. Which is really, really great to hear, because it's a real tough time for lots of producers out there at the moment, and DJs on lockdown. A lot of producers, make. Thank you, sexy guys. Yes, thank you, Mr. GAWP. You're so sexy. Your sexy beard. Ooh, we love your sexy beard. I'm filling while Phil is sitting.
I'm just trying to find. I'm just trying to.
Right, I'm going to make a promise to you guys. All those people that take 2.5 hours out of their day to come and watch this calamity, right? I'm going to make him next week make sure that this is much better than it is this week because it's dreadful.
We're just free floating this week. I'm trying to get. I'm just trying to get my MIDI cable, but it's like stuck under something.
You're so easily distracted, like you're showing beer machines. It's like, check out my new toy.
I'm just going to show everyone the OB6. Look.
Okay, you get the OB6.
Can you hear it?
There you
Can you
go.
hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. Lovely. Well done. Thank you.
I don't want, the point is, it's over here. So if one
And did you not think today I might need a camera over there?
no, it's not about a camera. I want to get the MIDI hooked up so I can just play it from there.
Okay. Right, so all you lovely good people out there in YouTube land, if you don't mind sitting for 5 minutes, twiddling your thumbs, maybe, filing a nail or two, while Phil gets his shit together, right? He's gone. I'm sorry.
We'll give up now. I don't know where the MIDI's plugged in. I'm just going to find another cable.
I'm sorry.
Trying to be MIDI cable.
People are probably getting stupider watching this. Oh God. I'm sure you've got so much more things to better things to do.
We should have. That's not going to be long enough. Hold on. Here we go.
Oh God. I'm sorry. I apologize. Just
Real world, Chris.
it's not the real world.
It's real life. This is how studios work.
So- This is how studio. Is this how everyone's studio work? Sorry, I'm sorry. He had it set up today.
Whoa.
What happened?
What? Because I was over playing it already. All right.
And I did say to you today, we should be when we rehearse some stuff. Now we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Is that it actually working?
Please, on the chat, don't say this is so amazing. It's not amazing. This is dreadful.
All right. Okay. Can you hear that?
I can.
So that's
Yes.
an OB6.
Right, that's
a
it.
£2,000 synth.
By who?
Sequential circuits.
Sequential circuit. So there you go.
This is the best of the analogs. We're going to try and make Anna. That would sound a bit like
Anna, sound like an OB6. Nailed it. That's it.
All right.
And that's it from
Thanks
us
very
tonight.
much. Okay, I'm gonna just switch out of this because it's not completely finished. We'll go to aluminium.
Yeah.
Go to aluminium. So there's a few things. If you listen to the OB6, there's a few things you'll notice. First,
Yeah.
I can't hold a tune.
So
Can you hear that drifting?
listen very carefully. You can hear a sort of movement, just very, very slight, very subtle movement.
This is just one oscillator. So basically,
That's OB.
it's got 6 oscillators.
Yeah.
They all are doing subtly something different. So we want to try and replicate that in Anna as best we can. So we'll go to
Before you do that,
Yeah.
just hold your horse. Most sound designers, any pack stuff would we go for sine wave, and we'd sign that to pitch, fine,
yeah.
and get a
I mean,
drift.
that
But
does
that's
wo-
not.
that
What,
does-
but that's not what we want here, Phil. Is
Okay,
it?
so you could do that. You could just go. You could just go
Right.
assign
So-
assign
so-
a pitch. You could just assign that, and it would sort of.
You get the drift.
But if you listen to the OB6, it's not actually drifting while you're holding the note. It's only drifting when you switch notes. You know what I mean?
So that's not the desired effect we want. We want to try and just offset the note each time. But once the note is on pitch, it stays on pitch.
Exactly. So we can sort of fudge this in Anna if we go to our sample and hold. Now, sample and hold is basically what happens is noise, white noise happens, and then it just takes a random sample every once in a while, and that is what gives the randomality. Did you know that, Chris?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I did.
Did
Yeah,
you?
I did.
Oh. Must have been in Sound and Sound once.
Which I read the
We'll
toilet.
take the loop off. So it's... Can you hear that?
Yep.
Sounds a bit like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. So we're not getting that drift.
So there we go. And if we combine that with 2 oscillators, so we'll just copy this to the copy to 2.
I always forget there's copy and paste. I totally always
So
forget
handy. I know we should do it with the LFOs too. It would be handy.
Yeah.
Go to OS2 and we can do the same thing.
So now you got 2 different randomers.
Yeah, we'll change the phase. Let me just cut down this. That's probably a bit more extreme than you would normally go, but we'll just do it to sort of...
People want to hear it, just to show people.
And then also on the OB6 there's detune as well, so you can just detune the OSC slightly.
And that gives you your thicker sort of chorusy sound?
Generally much thicker sort of vibe there.
Yeah.
So a good starting point when you're trying to recreate analogs. Then we can go into your filter. And in Anna, we actually have a built-in feature hidden away in here. So this is called envelope variation. What does envelope variation do, Chris?
I would suggest that it varies your envelope.
Exactly. So on an analog synth, each voice is assigned to its own envelope, and each of those envelopes is very subtly different, so it'll close at a different point. And similarly, the same thing with Anna. So if, for example, I play 2 notes, the envelope times will be not exact. And what this does is sort of it almost like puts the filters out of phase from each other. So you sort of get a bit of this extra richness, ring, sort of, I don't know, it's hard to describe. I can sort of demonstrate this in another way if I add 2 filters. So we'll add 2 filters and make them roughly the same.
Yeah, 2 different filters or 2
Two of the
filters?
same filters, yeah. We're going to put 2 of the same filters, and we're going to put oscillator 1 to filter 1 and oscillator 2 to filter 2, and then put it on parallel. Now we've got basically 2 filters doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But if we were to separate these filters slightly, can you hear them sort of going separately? One's going
Yeah.
Okay, and if we get them a bit closer, and we'll get the resonance of it. You get this sort of build-up of filterage. You hearing that? Are you hearing that?
Yeah.
Creates a nice,
you can hear
a nice
that.
sort of vibe.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do if you're doing that already, you could do a pan.
Oh, check it out, folks. Listen to that.
There you go.
how analogy can you get? What other stuff would you put into? What other ideas would you have? We said 110. You've 107 to
Okay,
go.
so chorus.
Yep. And would you hard pan those two oscillators, or would you bring them slightly in?
Well, okay. Here's another one. Actually, we'll try and do this as well. In the OB6,
Yeah.
the oscillators aren't stereo. So even when you go into unison mode, it doesn't do any panning particularly on the oscillators.
Yeah.
So what they do is have like a random per note pan type thing. Now I've used up the LFOs already, so I might not be able to do this. But basically, you would do the same thing as you were doing for.
So sample hold again to give you rando.
Yeah, pitch fine.
Pitch fine. And you can hear that juggling about, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What have we got? Just one pitch one. Let's turn this. Can you hear that moving?
Yeah, I can.
Very subtly.
But I think that's the thing about the analog world is everything is just a little subtle, isn't it? It's just these nuances that you're trying to capture, that you're trying to get drift in the oscillator. You're trying to get, the envelope variation. We're trying to just get slight movement.
Yeah, and then of course, you can limit things like your poly. We also have a poly option that sort of closely resembles analog stuff. So poly legato retrigger.
Yeah.
It means that it will always re-trigger if you play the same note.
Yeah. So it re-triggers the filter and the envelope.
Well, it just it overwrites the sound effectively rather than letting it run through. So I'll turn that off. That's what you would get on most analog synths.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not what you would get in most analog synths until you hit
the limit.
And hit the limit, yeah. But it is a good CPU saving feature. Analog.
And would you add something like, to give it even, I don't know, would you put on a tape effect and maybe just have a dab of the hiss?
Yes,
to,
that's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's something we did earlier that I forgot to do. Good.
Yeah,
good
I'll
shout,
keep
Chris.
you right. I'll
right.
keep you right. Make this look professional.
So just there's warmth happening.
Yeah.
So we don't want too saturated, but.
I mean, look at us.
Analog.
And I think the other thing, if you switch to the Juno skin,
Yeah.
you get 10% more analog
That's right,
as well.
yeah. There's 10% extra analog. Just because.
It's just a thing of physics. Listen.
Only if you've got poly set to 6.
Listen.
Yeah, there you go. What do you reckon, Chris?
I reckon, yeah, it's about capturing the nuances of what Phil. You've this incredible ear that can go and listen and pick out. It is the note is drifting, but it's staying on pitch, and it's the retrig. It's the filters are not in stereo and they're not doing this. It's the legato or legato note cutoff. Yeah. So it's all those little things you need.
I'd really like to try and get a lot of those things into the next version. So we'll see how we get on with that.
Yeah, because we would like to get oscillator drifts and stuff into
It does make a difference. There's something that starts to happen when I was working on one of the tracks there this week, and it had just quite a like ding ding. Do you remember the Ever Wonder track? Did you ever? Do you ever wonder why?
Who's this?
Alice La. I'll play it.
Oh right, okay.
I'll drop it in so you can hear.
I'll fill. Don't forget, I haven't said it all night, and please do, is like the YouTube channel, smash the like button, and subscribe. And
Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
yeah, I can. Yeah.
The wee synth bits at the start there.
Yep.
Initially, I just had them like complete MIDI locked, straight quantized to the max, and
Yep.
then it was just sounding sort of stale to me. So I started doing that sort of analog-y thing. I was sort of doing a bit of pitch and a bit of various other bits and bobs, and then I went and I'll just do a quick MIDI thing. Go into Groove Library, pick any of these. It doesn't matter because you're not actually using the quantize in it. So you just drop it on. You can turn the timing down to 0 and then just put random up a bit. It just does that thing. Remember we were talking about previously in old MIDI days where the MIDIs not all happen at the same time, and it adds a bit of sort of organic
Something.
Yeah. So it just did exactly what I wanted. Was it just took it out of that sort of super quantized thing and just gives it just a bit more. You can hear the notes just not all hitting.
Okay. Yeah, you're not on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Philip, for sharing your vast knowledge.
Thank you, especially for the tape. The tape.
Yeah, tape idea.
Tape
Keeping
idea.
you right.
That was good. Good going.
We will profusely apologise. Let's everyone pretend that episode 13 didn't happen.
I enjoyed it, so
Yeah, we did. No,
I
that's
got to
good,
play with
good
my
fun.
OB6,
OB6.
which
Eventually
never
you got to
gets
play with.
switched on. So.
This week on Sonic Academy we have the mighty Ozzy back. He has delivered us another amazing course this week. It is our editor Will said it's the sound pads, the sound design, and the synth pads. Sound design is amazing. He creates all his own effects. He cleverly uses resampling. He does really cool glitch effects and brilliant processing on his own vocals.
Yep.
And it's future chill, so it's kind of like chilled out future bass is what he's done with his own vocals.
You know that the type of production stuff he's doing, and that would be very suitable for the proggy tracks we're hearing today. Creating those more interesting atmospheres and wall of noise stuff he does really beautifully.
And he is the master doing these big wall of sound, interesting ear candy things. So I implore everyone to go and watch that tomorrow. You've got 1 week left of your to get your synth wave remixes in for the Michael Oakley course Control. So going down with
Which
the parts.
gets you onto
New Retrowave, which
massive
would
YouTube channel.
expose you as an artist to over 1 million YouTube subscribers, and will expose you to this show as well, which give and take.
You win some, you lose some.
One hand giveth, one hand taketh.
Yeah.
So listen, thank you again for wasting an hour and a half of your lives watching us two idiots.
Is it a walkthrough or a how to make? It's a how to
It
make.
is a how to make. It's an actual how to make. So, guys, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We have fun, despite you. So it's a bit of an hour and a half relief for us getting away and getting to know you guys is really, really cool. So don't forget, with Anna, all being said and done, we do have 65% offer at the moment. We have 30% off our subscriptions, and we have a 7-day trial running. So if any of your friends, anybody that's in lockdown, a bit bored and going, I'd love to do that, go in and watch anything for 7 days, everything for 7 days. You can't watch it all in 7 days. There's actually that much content.
Yeah, you just don't get the samples and stuff.
Don't tell them that. So,
Well, you don't,
yeah.
You gotta
I want
steal
to
the
thank
samples.
I want to thank Mr. GAWP for doing the interview with us and everybody in the chat. I hope you all have a safe and healthy week. We're back to Thursday nights. Everyone prefer the Thursday nights?
I think I
please
prefer Thursday
yay.
night. It sort of just feels more eventy.
Well,
Wednesday was
and
weird.
Wednesday's a hump day.
Yeah.
Wednesday's a real hump day. Thursday's much better. We
And
are
we've got
taking
our F1 league on a Wednesday anyway, Chris. So
well, it turns out we don't have our F1 league on a Wednesday.
well, you didn't have it last Wednesday, but it's starting on Sunday. If anyone's interested in F1 on the Xbox, give me a shout. I'll get you into our league. You can crash into the back of people like all the rest of us.
Every week he asks people to join him on the Xbox.
Nobody ever does.
It's fine. Listen, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much to Will and Brian in the back, helping us keep this thing on the road and sending all your chat. So definitely, Thursdays feels like we're the start of the week. We're taking away from Radio 1. We officially start the weekend on Thursday.
Yeah. There you
So
go.
party on, everyone.
All
Guys, we're going to play us out with an advert, which I can't remember which is. What was it again?
GAWP? No.
No.
Oh, Synthwave, because we were just talking about the Synthwave course.
Yeah, so just a quick reminder of the course that you're going to be remixing. Please get your remixes in and chance to be on New Retrowave. See you all next week.
Guys, bye.
Hi, I'm Michael Oakley, and this is my start to finish Synthwave course on Sonic Academy. In this course, I'm going to talk to you about how I personally approach making music and show you specific ways that I work which can definitely help you in your own music. We'll also take a look at my track Control and go step by step through the process of how I created it and look at all aspects of the composition, sound design, processing and structure. And also, we are running an exclusive remix competition where the winning remix will get a release on New Retrowave as the B-side to my next single, which is coming out on May the 22nd. So if you enter, good luck. I'll be listening to every single remix and deciding the winner.
'Cause tomorrow's open wide. High, but you're falling like the rain. Blinded by illusions, but you do it all